It's been the cleaning lady. I mean, Karen.
There's a problem. I don't even know what it is. I do not understand.
Welcome to our stream. We're going to look at 6 Endgames that I played between 1984 and 1999, I guess. In the 80s and 90s. And then we'll do some puzzles afterwards. Thank you. I got a haircut and a beard trim today, so I look less disgusting.
This is bad.
Yes, Karen said I look bad. Man, she just said it.
No, I just don't understand what it is.
I mean, I shaved, sorry.
It seems like dirt.
Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe it's dirt coming from the outside, which
Yeah,
I don't know how, but...
yeah.
We actually need a plumber for, like, everything. For, like, every bathroom. Yeah, we need a plumber for all 3 bathrooms, too. Because the bathroom on the first floor, that sink needs to be... Something needs to be tightened there.
What do you mean?
You know, we turn the faucet on, the water goes everywhere. And then the toilets in both bathrooms need to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, so we need a plumber for every floor.
Yeah.
So if you guys could donate $2-3 grand, that would help, because plumbers are expensive.
Yeah. I mean,
Sounds like a job for Larry Curley and Mo. Exactly, they're good plumbers.
darn. Nasty.
No, we can't have Shemp. This is a serious issue.
I mean, it's not sewage or anything.
Thanks, JJ Wad.
Seems like dirt.
Well, yeah, it could be Leon. That's true.
All right. I'll have to
Leon would talk the plumber down to just doing the bare minimum, and then it wouldn't work. Yay, it's Karen.
Mm-hmm.
So first game is against Vincent Bratton. He's from a chess family. His brother, he plays chess. His brother Brian plays chess. And his dad is famous in Michigan chess folklore, J.D. Bratton. J.D. Bratton was an expert. Vincent was an A player expert. And Brian, his brother, was B player, A player, I guess. Probably B player. And Vincent and Brian don't play chess anymore. And the dad passed away a long time ago. And this game was in 84. So I was, in 84, I was, I guess, like 2,200 U.S. chess rating. And Bratton's probably like 1950, 2000 is my guess. And we got to this end game. I mean, I would call it an end game. You could call it a middle game if you want. Looks more like an end game.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay.
Experts 2000 rated.
Mm-hmm.
On Gallus.
What's an IG reel? Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
What's Instagram?
That's pretty good, Farty Party.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we have a symmetrical pawn structure, and black has 2 obvious advantages. And since Karen's here for this lecture, usually she's out partying. Like tonight, she'll be out partying all night. We'll ask Karen, what are the 2 advantages that black has in this symmetrical pawn structure kind of position?
Well, they have the 2 bishops.
2 bishops is one of the advantages.
They have control of the open file.
And control of the open file. So I have the D file, and I have 2 bishops. And you might say, well, that's good, but the pawn structure is symmetrical, and it's equal material, and I don't have any obvious threats. I can't, like, do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the evaluation of the engine is more than +1 for black. Thank you, SC Cowell, for the sub.
Yay, thank you, SC Cowell. How's it going?
Okay, so my opponent put it in H3, giving himself some luft. I played bishop e4 because I wanted to take his knight and ruin his pawn structure. He didn't let me. Now, this is a very interesting position, and the engine plays differently than I do. Okay? So I played sort of a boring move. The engine actually takes the knight.
I was wondering about that.
Right, and that's actually interesting. Take, take, take. Rook e1 looks just good for white. I have 2 pieces for rook, but I'm going to lose a piece.
Right.
But the engine likes black, if black plays very specifically. f5, must play f3, never play f3. Bishop h4, we must play f takes e4, otherwise the bishop can escape. Takes, and this rook ending, the engine thinks is winning for black because of my rook on the 7th and the fact that I'm going to be up a pawn. Okay, pretty complicated. I'm guessing, I don't remember, it was 1984, but I'm guessing I didn't look at f5, bishop here, takes, and evaluate that. I wanted to play a more simple way. Sort of like, you sang, Simple Man, it's karaoke.
Hey, Squang.
I never thought much of this song, Simple Man. However, I like it more than I used to, not because Karen sings it, although that does help, because there's a Rick and Morty episode, my favorite episode, and in that episode, there's a candy bar called Simple Rick's. So I like Simple Man now.
I don't sing it often.
All right, so bishop d3 attacking his rook. He moved his rook. Okay, and now I play king f8. I want to walk my king up and get my king active because it's an endgame, and this defends my bishop and prepares for my king to walk up later after we trade some pieces. But the king's simply better on f8 than g8. You're trying to improve your pieces. He played knight f3. That's fine. Bishop f6. Now the engine thinks I'm only half a pawn better. Rook d1. Doesn't like that move very much. Because instead of challenging the file, which I'm always going to have, he could have his own file. Like he could have played bishop f4. Then he has his own file. And then my king can't ever walk up. So this move's inaccurate. It's inelegant. I played king e7, moving my king up. He played knight e1. Knight e1 is a pretty bad move. It puts the knight on a bad square, and it doesn't do anything about my king walking up. And of course, it seems like white's going to trade rooks by forcing my bishop to move, or by me keeping my bishop there, and we trade everything. The more rooks that are traded, the better my king is, because his king's no good. His king's not coming up, and doing anything. So if my king can walk up the board, that's very safe if there's no rooks on the board. So knight e1's not a good move. This increases my advantage. Bishop c4. Notice I'm putting pressure on the a pawn because his rook is defending his other rook and his a pawn. And if he plays b3, then this bishop's looking pretty good. Obviously, you can't play b3 here. His rook is hanging on d1. So the engine wants to play a move that would be very hard for a human to play. It wants to play rook dc1, which is weird. He plays rook e1, rook d1, rook c1. But that's not why he played knight e1. He wanted to take. I take with the bishop. And now my king is looking good. And his knight on e1 is pretty passive. And his rook is passive defending his pawn. He played a3, which is a very bad move. Now, before I was saying this move is good, this move is okay, this move is bad, and you guys were nodding along and not donating. That's what you were doing. You were doing what you do, and I do what I do. Okay, now, some moves are bad and some moves are very bad. A3 is very bad. So if a very strong player was here, Magnus, Hikaru, Wesley, other players, and they saw A3, they'd never been so mad. To you guys, if I say A3 is a mistake, you're like, yeah, right. You literally don't care. But if you're a top grandmaster, you feel bad when you see a3. You're like, I don't want to watch this game anymore because that guy's not good. a3 puts all of his pawns on dark squares, which is really good for my white squared bishop. My white square bishop can infiltrate. He doesn't have a white squared bishop, so it makes his bishop worse. It makes my bishop better. If he's going to move his a pawn, which I don't recommend, then he should play a4. That way he can try to play a5 and activate his rook. a3 doesn't activate his rook. It just lets my bishop sit on b3 forever. It's a big hole. And it's a very poor move, a3. This gives me a winning advantage, I would say. Okay, I played bishop b3. He played king f1. I moved my king up the board. He played knight f3. He probably wants to play knight d2 and kick out my bishop. And I played king d5. Engine approved. He can't play rook d1 and skewer because my bishop controls d1. So I just want to walk my king up here. That's what I want to do. So he's forced to play knight d2, which he does. I play bishop c4 check. I'm hoping that he takes. And this is actually very funny. I always tell Karen, move your king up in the endgame. And then she says, no, I'm going to study poker. And then she has king queen and she raises and wins the pot. I saw it. I saw it today. Now, this is how important it is to have your active king. Mm-hmm. Equal material, symmetrical pawn structure, no threats. And the engine says I'm plus 3.33 if he plays good. If he doesn't play good, then I'm more. Because of the king position. If my king was on f8 and his king was on b5, probably white's better because he has a king and I don't. So this is so bad that my opponent, who's not the highest rated player in the country, he still didn't take that bishop. He's not letting my king come in. So he played king e1, and now he's threatening to castle.
Hey, so in general, when is it?
You have to ask more questions.
When is it safe? Like I struggle with when I can get my king going. When the queens come off, or I know it depends.
It always depends.
All right.
And sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, I get my king going, and then like you shouldn't have. And when I say you, I mean grandmasters. Mm-hmm. But the fewer pieces that are on the board, the better your king is to move up. Okay. I played bishop to d3 because I like my bishop. He played rook d1, which seems pretty clear. Get his rook here. And I got my king out of the way, as they say in the hip-hop song. Get out the way. Move, move. He played g3. This is another poor move. I don't see the point of g3. So it seems like my opponent's doing the opposite of what you should do in the endgame, which is a common... I see a lot of low-rated players doing this. They play with a defensive mindset, especially when they're playing a higher-rated player. And he figured if all his pawns are on dark squares, they're safe. That way my white square bishop can't take them. The problem is my white square bishop can't be thwarted. My white square bishop rules the day. Also, it seizes the day. Rook e8, pinning his bishop. Engine likes that. Knight f1, too passive. c4. This makes a3 look pretty silly because now my king can come in. And my bishop is ensconced. Ensconced. Also, I have a question. Mm-hmm. What does ensconced mean?
What does it mean?
Do you know why I'm asking you that?
No.
Remember the movie last night?
Yeah.
She said she was ensconced in the letter, and then he said, what does that mean?
Oh, I didn't remember.
In his response, he's like, what's ensconced? Yeah.
Ensconced, you're
I said that
buried in,
I said I was ensconced there.
Comfortably settled in.
Did you like that? My bishop's ensconced?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. We saw a very good movie last night. You guys wouldn't like it because it was good. There was no explosions. Now, there was a couple of deaths, but they weren't murders, so you wouldn't like that. But, you know,
That was really good.
yeah, it was called The Banshee of the Inisherin, something like that. Inisherin is a fictional island in Ireland. Fictional. And it had Colin Farrell and my guy. Who's my guy? Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah.
Brendan Gleeson is like equal at acting ability to what's his name? The guy in Succession, the old guy, the father.
I can't remember his name.
You know that.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, they're about equal, but the other guy's more famous because of Succession. But Brendan Gleeson and him are like that, son. Brian Cox, thank you. The Banshees of Inisherin. Yeah, Brendan Gleeson's always good, and he was really good. Like in this part, it was made for him, and Colin Farrell was good. And then, if you remember Mike Ehrmantraut from Better Call Saul and from what's the show before that?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. The woman who plays his daughter, Carrie Condon, she's in the movie also. But she gets to use her Irish accent in this one. And the other one, she can't use it because she's supposed to be from, Albuquerque. So
We watched it at North Point Mall Theater.
AMC Theater.
AMC. Seemed like an art film in a lot of ways.
It is. They released it in like 4 theaters, then in 10, then eventually got wide release.
Oh, okay.
They weren't going to wide release it. But it's basically a movie that wouldn't get a full release, as that's what she said. However, it did because of Colin Farrell. I mean, Colin Farrell give it a wide release. The movie itself is like an artsy kind of movie, so you guys aren't allowed to see it.
Now let's get back to the game.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes, it's the same director as In Bruges and the same actors. Okay, my opponent played King D2, which is correct. I played King B5. He played King C1. I told you he was going to castle. I played Bishop E5. He retreated his bishop ostensibly to play Knight E3. Bishop D6, I want to go to C5. And the thing is, he doesn't have any counterplay. So if 2 engines are playing, there's 2 possibilities. Black wins in 100 moves, or it's a draw, because the engine says I'm up 1.1 or 1.2. But if a human is playing, the human can't play white here. An engine can play white, but a human, like, when there's no legal moves, and there's only like 1 move that's reasonable, eventually, and by eventually, it wasn't eventually. So this game ended in 6 moves. If an engine was playing, white would defend and defend and defend and find some tricky defense. But when a human's playing white and there's no legal moves, like, it's hard to suggest a move here for white. The king has no legal moves. You can't move these pawns. The bishop can't move because this is attacked. If the knight moves, my rook comes to E2. So the engine says rook E1 is the only move. My opponent played rook E1. Now that coming in here doesn't work, I played another attack. I played king C6. So now when I get rid of the knight or he moves it, my king can walk in here and I win. He played knight D1, which is a blunder. He basically has to chill. But this was in 1984 and there was no Netflix. Okay, you know what there was? What was there?
In 1984? Mm-hmm. For what? For watching movies?
No, yeah, the Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible. So there was no Netflix and chill, so he didn't chill. The engine says he should play A4 or knight C2. Knight D1's just losing. I trade rooks, and I walk in with my king. And you can't stop me from walking in. As Christopher once said, I'm walking here. Now the engine says F3 is the best move, but it says I'm still winning. He played king D2. I walked in some more. He played F4, which is a ridiculous move. I played king F3. And this is quite funny. Equal material. symmetrical pawn structure, but I'm +4 because everything I have is better than everything he has. This is domination. This is my specialty.
So wait, now why was the F4 so bad?
F4 weakens E3, so if his knight moves, then bishop, well, he can't move his knight.
Okay.
Yeah, it lets my king walk in and take all his pawns. Yeah, so I have like bishop G1 to here, and I have bishop F1, and so forth. He played G4, I took his pawn, and he resigned, which was correct. So I didn't do very much. I just slowly improved my position. And even though I do that as an old man, you've seen me play a lot of endgames, on the stream, and I don't do very much, and eventually I win. That's the way I always played endgames, was slowly improve. Endgame was always probably the best part of my game because I improve my pieces and I stop my opponent from improving theirs. And that ending was better for me, but it was going from like 0.5 to 1.1. And then eventually when he was down to just a few good moves or none, then he totally collapsed. And you can see his position's worse than it was when we started. Like all of his pieces are worse. And my pieces are ensconced in velvet. What show?
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Who wants to be ensconced in velvet?
George.
Very good.
Yeah, I don't know. Right there.
What's so bad with knight F2? You mean in the final position? In the final position resigns. Well, he's going to lose all of his pawns. He doesn't have any counterplays. I just go take them. The engine says I'm only +4, but the engine's wrong. If you had a better engine, it would say more. This is Stockfish 15, depth 20. Terrible. Might as well ask me what the result is. Okay, so now if somebody can do a marker for game 2.
Did somebody do a marker for game 1?
Probably not. But, she knows when the stream starts.
Right. Let me see.
We have a marker from Tensor.
I know. Well, I guess I don't need that. All right. I guess you'll figure
And
it out.
Finegold made one. Also, he said something to you
I don't see it.
in the chat, like the private chat.
Oh.
It's probably important because he's an important guy. Oh, okay, so you would like that.
Oh,
It is
okay.
important for you to know.
Thank you, Finegold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was doing that before.
Okay, so this is a funny story. Okay, in 1984, as you all know, they don't know. I did something almost no 14-year-old did in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it was?
Almost no what?
I was like probably the only 14-year-old American who did this.
Oh, I thought you said 4-year-old. I'm like,
14. Thanks Squirrel Brained and thanks Tisker Tasker.
is that when you went to Russia?
Correct. I went
Yeah,
to
by
Russia.
yourself?
I was in Russia for about 3 weeks at a chess seminar. And before I went to Russia, I got a letter from Governor Blanchard of Michigan saying, you're representing Michigan and this is a great honor for somebody, I don't know, for me or him, I don't know. Anyway, when I got back from Russia, I played in the Michigan Open, which is Labor Day weekend, which usually coincides with my birthday. And I got an award from the State Senate of Michigan, a proclamation, whereas Ben Finegold this and Jebediah that and Ezekiel this. And I was the highest rated player in the tournament, even though I was 14, because it's the Michigan Open, what do you want? Thanks Savvy Drone, thanks Fen Finegold. Anyway, the point of this story was, after going to Moscow and being the highest rated player and getting all these accolades and being awarded, proclamation from the state senate, I lost all my games. I lost in round 1 and I lost in round 2. And then the next 5 rounds, I played like 1300s, 1400s, 1500s, and my rating was like 2260. So I won my next 5 games, but I tied for 6th place. A 7-round tournament. But the first two guys I lost to were like Class A or Class B. Anyway, so this is a round I'm playing a 1400. And I played the Cochrane Gambit in the Petrov. Knight takes f7. And I got no compensation. And I outplayed him a little bit after I was a piece down for nothing. Thanks, Finegold. And we got to this drawn endgame, where obviously white's playing for a win because black doesn't have anything left. Okay, so I played b4, which is fine. And in this position, he played the losing move. And I always wondered, and I've talked about this endgame before, if two strong grandmasters were playing, would black draw this? Like normally, if we just, Giri versus Nakamura, would black draw this position? If two engines are playing, black would draw. But if two humans are playing, no matter who they are, I think white's going to win like 95% of the time. And even at the super grandmaster level, I think it's very difficult to draw this. I told you that he has one move to draw, and it's still like impossible to find. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, you have one move that draws you. That might give you a chance. Go Finegold. Hooray. What do you think black should play?
I have to look at it a moment.
Yeah, the engine says this move is all zeros, and any other move, white is plus 20. And that's what the bad engine. So that with a good engine, it's like mate. Yeah, probably. Actually, is this table base or no? This is table base. It's 7 pieces. Yeah, so this is table base already. The good table base.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Did you want to look or you want to guess?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, so it is king f3, as a couple people in the chat said. And the idea is this is the optimal square for the bishop because it stops the b pawn, it stops the c pawn, and if I take, it stops the a pawn. And this is now a drawn position. In fact, if I take, then I can't get my king anywhere near here, but I don't have to. You just keep the bishop on this diagonal. You just Netflix and chill. There was no Netflix. There was Blockbuster. And in fact, I'm not even sure there was Blockbuster. 84, I don't know. Okay, so the bishop just stays on the diagonal, and the king can't go here. The pawns can't go anywhere. And if the king goes to c4, then we follow. And we just follow the king and can't do anything. And if you play b5, again, the pawns, they can't do anything. They're stopped. So king f3 is a draw. My opponent played the losing move. He took on b4. Now after taking, he's losing. The difference is, if I had taken his a pawn, I have these double isolated a pawns, but now I have a and b pawns, and his king can't get back in time. And his bishop can't go to e3 now, so this is serious. So now the engine already says that I'm winning, and obviously it's a table-based position, so you can just mate already. Yeah. So he played bishop f4, a5, bishop c7, and I played king e4, which I was proud of. It's sort of like Rady-like. I'm moving my king up, but I'm stopping his king. Because I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. But I'm stopping his king from coming. Like, this takes the same amount of moves as, doing it directly. But it stops his king. And I think in this position, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I think every move wins. This is just the most mean because he can't move his king over.
Yay.
Oh, there was no Blockbuster. It was in 85. Thanks, Botez Live.
Yay. Thank you guys so much.
Man, all I do is talk shit about you guys. Then you guys rate us.
Yay.
You guys are
thank
the worst.
Guys.
I'm trying to get rated again. No, we love the Botez Live. Yeah.
Yay.
The last time I rated you, which was 2 days ago, the last time I streamed. So it's the last thing I did. I rated you, and you were doing push-ups. I mean, you were doing sit-ups, and then you had a camera thousands of miles away, and then she was supposed to do sit-ups. Who's she boxing?
Dana.
Yeah, Dina. Yeah.
Dina Belankaya.
Although she wasn't doing sit-ups, she was like preparing to do sit-ups. And Andrea was actually doing sit-ups. Yeah. But please don't punch each other. Don't do that.
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't punch each other. That's bad. It's bad enough watching you two play chess, but don't hit each other. God damn. All right.
They were inspired by the Minx creator fight that I mentioned. Maybe. All right, well, back to the chess.
Yeah, no fighting. Shakira. Who sings that song with Shakira? No fighting.
I don't know.
Wyclef Jean.
I can't stand any of her music.
What about Wyclef Jean?
I don't know. Let's keep it going.
Okay, so the game's over now. He tried to get his king back, but trying is the first step to failure. And then he resigned. Because unstoppable queen. So that even the bad engine announces mate now. Man, bad engine.
Who wins the chess boxing then, Ben? What, between Andrea and Dina?
Double forfeit.
Andrea looks like she's in pretty good shape. I'm going to have to go with Andrea. Plus, she can get all crazy.
Jean Valjean. That's right. Okay, so that was the end of game 2. So let's do a marker for game 3.
Andrea's lightweight? Yeah, but
Man, we went from thousands of viewers to 200. How do we have 200 viewers? We just got rated for 2,000 viewers. Let's see what mine says. Yeah, mine says the same. Man, harsh.
Yay.
Squirrel Brain
I don't know
subscribed.
if anybody did a marker. Let me just do it.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Tensor extension.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Okay, next game is against Gennady Sisonko. This was played in 1989 in Amsterdam. And my opponent played c takes d3, taking the queen back. And we got to this endgame, where I'm up the exchange, but he has 2 passed pawns. Okay, so first of all, I want to take this pawn, because that pawn's dangerous. And the 2 ways to attack the pawn are rook c3 and rook d1. Which one is more likely to win the pawn? Rook c3 or rook d1?
I guess rook d1.
Close.
Oh.
If rook d1, then he plays bishop c4. And then I can't win the pawn. So that's why you play rook c3. Now he can't play bishop c4. And if he plays bishop f5, then when I move my king over, I can play f3, e4 and get rid of the defense.
Oh, okay.
So he knew that was hopeless. So he got rid of his d pawn so he can move his a pawn. And he gets his a pawn all the way to a2. And I want my rook behind it. Okay. So we got that going. Now he moved his king up. And I want my king to go up. So I played f3. The engine thinks rook a5 is a little better. But I'm not worried about his king because I've stopped all the king advancements and I want my king to go up. He played king h5, attacking my pawn. So I defended it. Now he did something that's important in Grandmaster praxis. In this position, who wants lots of pawns on the board, white or black? Who wants to trade pawns? Who wants to keep pawns?
I'm not sure.
That's correct. That's a good answer. Okay, so when you're in an end game,
I mean, it's a draw if they can get rid of all the pawns. right?
exactly.
So black wants to get rid
Right.
of all the
When you're in an end
pawns.
game and one side has a material advantage, like a rook for a bishop or a rook for a knight, or any kind of end game where one side's obviously better. I mean, I have a rook and he has a bishop, so I'm better. It could be a knight and pawn end game or a bishop and pawn end game, and then you would still know who's better. For example, let's say this was a bishop and I played bishop b2, stopping him from queening. Okay? Well, he's better. He has a passed pawn in the 7th rank. So that's better for him. If it's better for him, I want to trade all the pawns. Because if I trade all the pawns, if I trade my 4 pawns for his 3 pawns, that pawn's not going to win. I can sack my bishop for it. So whoever has the advantage wants all the pawns on the board. When you have a disadvantage and you're trying to draw, you want no pawns on the board. As you pointed out, if there's no pawns, it's a draw. Rook and bishop is a draw. Okay, so he played g5, and he tried to trade all the pawns off, except that one, because that one's pretty good. Okay, so I pinned his pawn, and he played f5 unpinning, so I have to trade. I move my king up. He played bishop d5, and I can't take his bishop because he plays queen, and he's putting pressure on my pawn, so I can't walk my king up. I can't walk my king over because my pawn's hanging. Then his king comes in. So I played rook to a random square, dark square, obviously. And then I played e4 because he moved his bishop off of, the d5 square. And then when he took, I don't want his king to walk in. So I played this check first. Now here's a funny story. If he goes here with the intention of takes, why doesn't that work for him?
Let's see. I'm not sure.
Checkmate.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
If I don't play checkmate, it's a draw. The engine says all zeros. So he didn't do that. He played back, and I took. So I'm pretty happy because I got a passed pawn. My king can walk up. So our kings walk up. I check him away. My king walks up. But he's still got this passed pawn on the 7th. I check him away. And this position, there's several ways to win, but I calculated all the way to the end. Although the engine says my way doesn't win. Who do I believe? Me when I was good, or the engine now that's not very good? The answer is fries. The engine says my move doesn't win. That means the engine's wrong, because I calculate all the way to the end of the game here. The engine wants me to play king c5 or king c3. I played king e5, and the engine says this is a draw. That means the engine's wrong. Better be. He attacked my rook. Let's see, king c6. Now the engine says I'm winning. It changed its mind. And by the way, the engine says king c6 is the best move. So the engine was wrong. Now it's right. When I say the engine, chess.com's engine, terrible.
What's your depth on it?
20 is the depth. I wonder if I can change that. Maximum depth. Unlimited. There we go. That's better. Yeah, now we'll see. Now it says my move is the best on unlimited depth. Yeah.
Yeah, we just changed that so that
Right.
reporting would be fast.
Now in this position, I calculated all the way to when he resigned, because I used to be young and I could do that. So I played here, So I'm just going to play king here and take this and queen this and queen this. So he has to play king b7. I have to move my rook vertically. He has to play king c6. If he plays king b6, I take with check. Then I play king f6. He moves his king towards my rook. I play e5. He goes here. And I used to give this position as homework. I'd send my student away for a week. They'd come back, and answers were terrible, frankly. And I'd say, what should white do here, and what's the evaluation? I'm just going to ask you, what should white do here? Take your time. I give my other students a week. You have a few seconds. I showed this position to the Botez sisters, and they showed me a variation where white promotes to a queen later and then gives it away for no reason and loses the game. I was like, why'd you do that? Teach them to read me.
I don't know, it seems like if you take the pawn with the rook, and then you take the G pawn, can't you just queen one of those?
Okay, so what you need to do is decide whether to take the pawn or not, as you said. And the answer is you must take the pawn, because if you don't, let's say you go here, I don't know. Okay?
Right.
Then black's winning. Black to play and win. This is why you must take the pawn now and not wait.
Oh yeah, you could go bishop a4.
Yeah, then I lose.
Yeah.
A lot of the homework I gave to people who were pretty good, B, A players, their analysis was here, king here, then some move, either e6 or here, then here, and then takes, and white was winning. And I said, what if black goes here? And they went, oh, this is like a week's worth of work, and they don't see bishop a4, they're just like moving their king here. If he didn't have bishop a4, I'm moving my rook away all day. But okay, so I have to take. Now, the only way to decide whether e6 is correct or king takes is correct is to calculate a lot or look at the engine analysis. Either way. And you have to remember, this was in 1989 when I was really good. Now I would resign with white because I'd be like, it's too hard. Okay, back then, if we go back to this position, when I played king e5, I saw all the way to the end of the game and more, because this was 89, not now, 89. You weren't alive yet. By the way, I wanted to point something out that I saw in sports today. There's a guy whose birthday is today. He plays for the Pistons. They just drafted him. They drafted him 3 months ago. Plays for the Pistons. It's his birthday. He's 19. When he wasn't born yet, LeBron James was still in the league. So LeBron James is in the league. A year later, this guy was born. Now they're both in the league. And the guy's 19. That's how long LeBron James has been in the league. Okay, so this is before you guys were born. I could calculate 100 moves ahead. Now I can't see nothing. Okay, so I calculated all this. And in this position, I calculated king takes an e6. And I knew which move won because of calculation. And it turns out king takes doesn't win. Very simple, bishop e6. And you just can't, can't promote anything. Yeah, the king's just walking back here. And there's just no way to do anything. The engine also says king here draws. Then king here draws. It's just too slow. Okay, but e6 wins. Now, if he takes, it's a very simple win. Very simple. You take and you win this pawn, and it's easy. This king's over here. But he doesn't take. He moves his bishop to a square where he can defend this. Thanks, Finegold. So he moved his bishop somewhere. And then after here, he plays bishop a4. Now you have to decide, again, do I play king f7 and queen, or do I take this? Again, it's just calculation. And it turns out taking this doesn't win. It's close. And then he takes and takes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I played king f7, and he resigned. And the reason he didn't resign earlier is he wanted to see if I was going to play king f7 or king takes g5. Like king takes g5, it's a draw. So once I play king f7, there's only one variation, but it's really cool. The king moves somewhere, doesn't matter where. The king moves somewhere, doesn't matter where. King moves somewhere. King here, and then king h5, and it's his move.
I actually saw all that.
We've seen that kind of thing before.
Yeah.
And this position I saw here, in this position. And that was one of the variations I calculated was this one. Because back then I could do that. Now I can't do anything. And then he was mad at me when the game ended because we didn't shake hands before the game, and that was my fault. It was my fault because he's older than me. Yeah,
What?
that's what he said.
What did he say?
Okay, so when the game started, we didn't shake hands. Then when the game ended, he resigned after king f7. I put my hand. He says, "Oh, now you want to shake hands?" And he yelled at me for not shaking his hand before the game, which is I'm supposed to offer my hand because he's older than me. That's what he said.
So he's a crotchety old man.
Correct. He's alive now, and this was in '89, so he's a very old man. R. Bruce 2021 subscribed.
Adults are so rude to children sometimes
I was barely a child.
when they're.
I was
playing.
19.
Oh, you were 19.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what year was it?
89.
Oh, okay. You were an adult.
I was.
Yeah.
Just because I lived in Europe and had a wife, that makes me an adult.
Pretty much.
Yeah, truth hurts. Yeah. I still played in the U.S. Junior Championship, not living in the U.S. and being married. Unusual. I wasn't even an IM then. This is my first IM norm. This was about a year after your game with Anand. I played Anand in England in '86. I played him in some like rapid tournaments, but you don't know about that. This is '89, '86 is when I played Anand. And I have a plate to prove it. Where's that plate? Is it upstairs? Is it put away?
The plate?
Yeah, it says 1986
It's in
Oakham.
the chess area
Oh, okay.
there where Archer sits.
Yes, Sissonko was a great player. Yeah. I mean, he was old in '89, or I thought he was because I was 19. So everybody was old. Now, in this tournament, my FIDE rating went up 43 points in one tournament. And I still didn't do as well as Luc van Wely. He gained more points than I did. Damn. Harsh. Mm-hmm. That's right, Mark. I think it was 91, or it was 89. It's one of them.
Let me check the leak out.
Yeah.
I guess it's a slow leak.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been down here in a couple of days, so it just shocked me.
Yeah, you hit 900. I remember when I did that. 9. Also, we have 900 viewers. Perfect. Okay, now do a thing for the next game. A marker. Come on, Tensor Extension. You're slacking. You haven't banned anybody this stream? Terrible.
Next game. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Game 3.
How come his marker didn't work?
There might be some problem because there were 2 right in a row.
Oh, there already was a marker. Okay, yeah. I love you, Ben and Karen. Yeah, we are great.
Yay, thank you, King Pan.
Okay, so this is my game against Kai Uwe Schiffer, obviously German. And he was playing for a draw the whole game, even though he was white, because I'm higher rated. And this was all played in 1990 in Groningen. All of my games are from the Netherlands. And Black's better because Black has a better king, but the engine says it should be a draw. Okay, my opponent played G3, getting connect 4. So I want to break up his pawn structure because that's pretty good pawn structure, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty good. So I played G5, the engine move. Good move. And this position, I remember analyzing this a long time ago with engines. He only has one way to draw, and it's very strange. The way that he draws is he takes this, okay, and I can't take on e5 because my c5 pawn is hanging, so I would trade rooks. And this looks like an elementary king and pawn ending win for black. I have a passed e pawn. My king's better than his. This pawn's weak. How can this not be a win? And it's not a win. Amazing. In fact, if I take this pawn, he can let me take the pawn. Then he comes in here and takes my
He
pawn.
gets in. I was just looking at that.
Yeah.
He gets in. So I was trying to.
Anyway, several moves here draw for white. But in a tournament game, it looks like there's no way to get a passed pawn here for white, and I have a passed pawn. This looks like I just play king here and push my pawn and I win. Like, what's the problem? But the engine says no, it's a draw. Okay, so that's the only way he can draw is by taking on g5, which looks terrible. He played h3, putting in an h. And I played e6. And again, he has to take this to draw. And he took this, which is a blunder. Now he's losing. I took with the a pawn, so I can get c4 in later. That's explosive. And he's in zugzwang here. I can't play c4 now because he takes it. Right, Archer?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Told you.
Can I go on the treadmill?
Uh,
Ask your mom.
what's your thought? Because it's more of an instructive stream.
Okay, then I can go back up.
Maybe wait till we're done with this part of the stream, and then you can get on. How about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah, come back in 25 minutes.
25. Yeah, definitely, and then you can just jump right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here he can't move anything. So he's losing. So he played king e3. And in this position, I did it again. I calculated to the end of the game, which is many, many, many moves. Because in 1990, I was even younger than 89. That's how time worked back then. Okay, so the most forcing move is c4. And I'd like to play c3 and get a protected pass pawn. So he took. Now, if it's my move, I'm going to play king c3, king b2, king a2, and queen. And he doesn't have any pass pawn yet. So he has to play what move to stop that?
King d2.
King d2. Okay. Now, the most obvious winning attempt for black, since he stopped this, is to take and play king d4 and take these pawns. If he starts hanging around, he's going to lose. He must get counterplay. If I'm going to do this, what does he have to do? How does he get counterplay?
Can go get rid of the b pawn.
Right. So king c2. This is
Yeah.
the game, right? Okay. Now in this position, if my king gets to a square that stops his a pawn, I have the two connected pass pawns. So he has to play what move? So my king can't get back here and stop his a pawn.
King b5.
Close.
Oh, king c5.
Right. King b5 is worse than king c5 for a couple of reasons. Obviously, I can go here. But no, after here, now I can queen because I queen with check. So I queen before him.
Oh, yeah,
He can't queen. So he played king c5. So in this position, when I was calculating c4, I said he has to take, he has to play king d2, he has to win my b pawn, and he has to play king c5. So now we both queen. I queen first. And if I can trade queens here, I win easily with my passed pawn. And I calculated that I could by playing queen f2 check. Now, he can't play king c6 because he's walking into the skewer. So he has to go to one of these three squares. Those are his other moves. Okay? And irrespective of what he does, I'm going to get in queen d4 check. So if you play king here, I'll play queen d4 check. If you play king here, I think he did play king b5. Yeah. Now I check. You still can't go here because of the same skewer. You can't go to the a file because I skewer and take. So you have to go here or here. You have to. And then I get in queen d4 check. Now he resigned here But let's play one of the two moves. Now, if his king goes here or here, I check and trade queens. And if he plays king c5, it's even worse. He still can't go here because of the skewer. And king b5, I trade queens. And then the king and pawn ending is easy win. So after queen b2 check, he resigned. And then the engine says plus 55. It's the bad engine. Hey, look, it's still back on depth 20. I have to change it every time? Damn, tough engine. Oh, no, it says unlimited. I'll change the number of lines to 2.
What are you looking at? Oh, over there, the left.
Yeah, it says depth 20. Why is it at depth 20 when it's unlimited? Boo, boo. I blame Danny Wrench. The only way to fix this engine and make chess.com more profitable is to have Elon Musk take over.
Hey, I gotta check. I gotta check on Twitter. Oh wait, speaking of, look right here. A notification. Speaking of Elon.
Boy, Chicago Joey's live, investigating everything.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
How long's he been live?
15 minutes.
Wait, what's the topic of the stream?
Investigating crypto plus poker life update, WPT win event ambassadorship, Ivy Pod, meetup game, Legion, Robbie G-Man, poker news.
Man.
But that's it.
I'll have to watch the VOD. There's new poker cheating news, and I'm getting very amped up about my upcoming poker tournament in Vegas. I've been doing a lot of poker. Larry David is being sued for slandering crypto. Really?
Frankly, delicious. Luckily, anybody can sue anybody.
Yeah, Joey's gonna get a big old casino going.
Is he going to pay your entry fee to the WPT?
Joey? No.
He better. I'll tell him to. He can
even
sponsor you.
Doesn't even know me.
Doesn't matter. That shouldn't stop him.
Listen, Joey's everybody's friend. He's not gonna. I don't deserve it. I don't want him to pay for it. I did though enter the Rampage one. I could win that one.
All right, somebody do a thing. What are they called? Marker.
The FTX ad was really good. Yeah, with Larry David. Yeah, that was good.
Thanks, standard average. Well, this is game 5. The last one was game 4. Terrible.
That's all right. She'll figure it out.
You're all banned. All of my mods are banned. Kangaroo's here. He's
Hey,
awake.
Kangaroo.
It's 2 a.m.
How's it going? Don't get to see you as often.
That's because he's banned. Okay, so now let me explain. I have to explain this game to you. This was also played in Groningen, but in 1992. And the important thing about this game is my opponent needed to draw to get an IM norm. And he had white, and he offered me a draw on move 10, and I declined because I don't give away norms. Thanks, Peter T. Ja 31. All right.
I'm listening, but I was just trying to look
Go
in the
Kangaroo.
chat real quick.
Okay, and my opponent took. Okay, so black has a big advantage here, and the main reason, which is obvious to even the most dim-witted individual with an advanced degree in hyperbolic topology, is I have access to the d4 square, and he doesn't have access to the d5 square. So my knight can come right on in here, and his knight can never come here. Also, these pawns are weaker. I'm already on this pawn. My weak pawns are difficult to attack. Or I'm already attacking one of his weak pawns. So black has a big advantage here. Okay, so I played knight e6 because I want to come into d4. Played queen b2 defending his weak pawns. And I played knight g5 attacking his pawn, hoping he would play f3, never play f3. On the other hand, if he doesn't play f3, well, I'm going to take this pawn. If he defends with his queen, he's undefending his pawn here. So he played f3, and that opens more avenues for me. In fact, the engine says f3 is the losing move. It says it's better for him to give this pawn away than to weaken his king like this. So I played queen c5. Now, if he plays queen f2, we're going to ask Karen what black should do here. He didn't do that.
Okay, let me look. Let me see. If I take that pawn, they get a pawn. And then you get that pawn. Oh, yeah. Knight h3.
Right.
I didn't even see it immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wins the queen. So he didn't do that. So he played king g2, and I played queen e3, attacking his knight. He can't move his knight because then his f-pawn's hanging. So he plays queen f2, and I win a pawn. Hooray! And his pawn structure is ruined. Okay, he plays queen d2. He wants to get counterplay against my king. I play h6, so my king has an escape square. He wants to trade queens. Now, I yelled at you guys 2 days ago for this same thing. And I was like, if you play the wrong move here, that means you voted for Trump, you're Republican, you're white supremacist, right? And then somebody in the chat said, and this has been being nice to us. Okay, now, if you've had a chess coach, they incorrectly told you, every chess coach you've had, that when you're ahead material to trade pieces. Okay, incorrect. And this is the most incorrect. This position, it's much better to have the queens on with black because this king is so exposed and my king is so safe. And these pawns are all weak and I can't put pressure on them without my queen. So queen takes queen is a ridiculous move. I've never been so angry. Okay, so I played queen b2 check. He can't play queen c2 because he's losing his a-pawn. So he played king f1. And I take another pawn. Go Ben. Now, you might say, why did he play king f1? Well, king h3 is illegal. He plays king g1. I check. And then this would be mate. And worse than mate is if he plays king h1 and I win his queen. Even worse than mate. So king f1, very reasonable. Now I'm up 2 pawns. He checks and gets one of his pawns back, and now his queen can defend. I played knight h3, so his queen can't take either pawn because of mate. So he played g4, saving his g-pawn. I played here, threatening queen e2 check, winning his knight. Played queen f2. Again, I'm a pawn up here, and the worst move you can make is to trade queens. Obviously, my king is perfectly safe, and his king is not. So I check, king g1. And now I want to give my king a little more room to move up and mess his pawns up. So I played h5, which is the engine move. He has to take. And I played queen e6, which is also the engine move. I'll take this whenever I want. This pawn's very hard to defend. Very hard. He played queen c5, defending it. I played queen d7. He can't take this on a5 because my queen comes here, check. And then I come in and get him. So he played king f1, and then I check. And he plays king g1, and now I have a forced win. Let's see if Karen can find it.
Knight e2.
Then king f2. The only legal move. In fact, queen c5 was a blunder. When I played queen d7, or I'm sorry, king f1's a blunder in this position. He's still losing. I'm at +5, but this loses immediately to this check. And now I have a forced win.
Oh, yeah, you could go queen g3.
Right, and he has to play king f1.
Right, and then you can My move was dumb. Yeah, oh, but he can take. That's what I knew. There. Oh yeah, Queenie won, and then fork. I had the fork in my head, and then I got confused.
Yeah, then he resigned here.
Yeah.
I looked him up later, like recently. He's an IM now, but not because of this game. He eventually got his IM title. Yeah, he put the choke in Troik. Anyway, I remember I was drinking with my Dutch friends when the tournament ended, and I said, in my last round, I played a guy who needed a draw for IM norm, and I moved 10, he offered me a draw, and I declined, and eventually I won, and they were like, okay, whatever. And I said, and he was German. Then they were like, oh, then they all bought me drinks. Yeah, the Dutch don't like the Germans. Truth hurts. Yeah, I took the juicer. All right, and the last and most boring is the last one. This will be game 6 for those of you putting a marker. Thanks, Finegold.
Yay. There's a lot of noise upstairs.
He's busy. Why Dutch hate Germans? I don't know. There's all I know is what's his name? Georg Meyer. He was telling me a story once, and he said, yes, mathematics and other things of note, such as this would all be in German, and people would love it, except for the world wars. So I guess the reason the Dutch don't like the German is because of the world wars. I guess. That's what Meyer said. Germans are great except for the world wars. Yeah, truth hurts. Okay, and then Meyer doesn't even play for Germany anymore, and he doesn't live in Germany. Man, Meyer's tough. Meyer plays for some South American country, which I don't understand. I guess he lives there. I don't know. He lives in Uruguay, plays for Uruguay. Yeah. Is Spencer finally making the coffee? No, we already had a lot of coffee today. Yeah, but the Dutch hate the Belgians, but everybody in Europe hates the Belgians, so that's not fair. Although they also hate the Germans. When I lived in Belgium, everybody hated us. Even the Belgians hate each other. Man, truth hurts. Okay, now this is very instructive. So I'm going to ask Karen first. Okay, so this is the starting position of our endgame.
Okay.
This is against Edward McHugh. Now in this position, I have 2 moves of note. I could take the pawn, then he would take mine. Or I could play rook a4, defending my pawn. Which should I play with black?
I would take the C pawn.
Okay, and why?
Because it's harder to queen a rook pawn.
Okay.
That sounds wrong, though. I guess you're saying it's wrong.
No, I was just wondering why.
Oh.
Okay, so it turns out rook a4 is better. You want to keep this pawn, because rook takes is a draw. After rook a4, I'd rather have black, because this pawn is hanging. And the only way to save it is to make a move the engine doesn't like. What the engine does is it ignores this pawn and pushes this pawn, and then it gives up both of these pawns for this one and says 4 against 3 is a draw. Okay, it doesn't like playing this passive move here because the rook is so good here.
Okay.
But okay, he's not a computer. He's a human, so he defended his pawn. Okay, now I can walk my king up. King f7. Now he has 2 weak pawns, and my king's going to be better than his. His king's over here. So now black is better. He moved his king up, but mine's quicker. And I move my pawns because I have a pawn majority. And now my king's on the 4th rank, his is on the 3rd rank. My rook is active, his rook is passive. Now again, this is a draw with correct play if 2 engines are playing, but if 2 humans are playing, black has good winning chances. Rook c2, a terrible move, putting his rook, he was on the open file. He could go to b7 at some point. I check his king because he wants to play c4 check and then get his king up. So I stop him from playing c4. And then f5. I can't play c4 because I take it. Play g3. I pin his pawn. Yeah, and it's clear that rook here was a very bad move now. His position's getting worse and worse. He wants to trade all the pawns because he's worse. So if there's no pawns, I can't win. Plays f3. Never play f3. Now it's only 3 pawns each. King here. Now I'm threatening rook takes pawn winning. So he can't let me get to the king and pawn ending. So he plays g4. Now if I take, which I didn't do, then he wins. I can't stop his pawn. If I trade and then take, then this is just a draw. I can't save my pawn. There's no defense to this pawn. That's just rook and pawn against rook and pawn, the same pawn. So that leaves me with f4. I'm sorry, I played king d3 first. And then I played f4. So as long as I keep this pawn, I have winning chances. And I have to keep this pawn, which I can do with rook a5. If I don't keep this pawn, I lose both of them. Okay, you can see black's better because I have a better king. He attacked my pawn, and I defend it. Now I'm a pawn up. But it's not easy to win. Now I'm 2 pawns up. The engine says rook d4 check is a draw. He played rook c6 check, which it doesn't like. Then he attacked my pawn. It's still hard to win. So now I move my king up, and I keep moving it up. Move it on up. And I go around the vitamins. Now if I take his rook and he takes mine, his pawn's queening. Okay, so what's the only winning move here for black? I only have one move that wins. If only Chess Lad was here, he would know. Opponent's like 2250.
Oh, yeah. You could go f3.
Never play f3.
Couldn't you? Because you got this
Then
skewer.
he takes the rook.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody in the chat said f3 too. Several people did.
I mean, rook.
Never play f3.
Okay.
Bonarici also didn't see rook takes rook.
Well, I saw it and then I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know what a check would do. Let me see. I'm going to check.
I want to keep my rook here and defend my g-pawn.
Right.
So keep your rook there and defend your g-pawn. Do it.
Oh, yeah, you could go rook b5.
That's the only winning move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did. Then he played here, and I played king d1, and he took my pawn, and I played king e1. Now I'm going to come get this pawn. Yeah, and here he blundered. I mean, he's losing anyway. So let me explain the point of king g2. Okay. If I play f3, he takes it with check. So that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Okay. However, after king g2, now I'm threatening f3. And if he takes on f3, rook here check wins his rook.
Oh, yes.
So I'm just gonna do this now. So he's nothing he can do.
I see.
So he played check. I went here, and then he resigned. Actually, rook a2 check is the engine move. And then he resigned because I'm gonna win that second pawn. Go Ben. So now the reason that was a good endgame for me was that was the U.S. Amateur Team East in Parsippany. So when it's a team tournament, you got to win these drawn endgames. Then your team's like, yay. We actually tied for first in that tournament. We got third on tiebreak. Truth hurts.
Kind of like the little tournament I did, but a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Little team.
Right, you played in the South. Yeah.
Yeah, so the East one's still huge, I think.
Update to legal policies, man. Tough break.
What are they saying?
The home screen for chess.com is the update to legal policies. It's the real Icky. Thanks for the sub.
Yay, thank you. I haven't been doing much chess lately, so it's kind of nice to do the chess on stream.
All right, let me get the puzzles. There we go.
Yeah, I've been only doing poker. I'm getting a little worried about my tournament.
Poker or chess?
Poker.
I know.
One second. Let me see if I missed anything in the poker drama.
If you want poker drama, we can watch Gotham Chess. I have more viewers than Gotham Chess. I guess they don't want to watch them do poker. Well, Chesslet has 221 viewers. That's 220 more than usual. Wow. That's impressive. Chicago Joey Poker only has 265. Thelonious Monster subscribed. Is that your brother?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
No.
That.
Well, maybe. No. I think he...
It's Dominic. Levy's playing poker. I need to go. Says Dominic. Hey, Dominic. Haven't seen you in a while. Karen's playing WPT women's event in Vegas next month.
I am.
Still not Karen's brother.
Sorry, Thelonious.
Go, Dominic.
Yeah, I'm excited, Dominic.
Hey, Dominic, we're mad at you, but I forgot why. Oh, yeah, you unfollowed Karen. Boo,
That's all
boo.
right. I'm sure.
You suck. Boo. You know why he unfollowed you? Because those Germans aren't all smiles and sunshine.
Probably because I call people douchebags and stuff.
No, he'd like that. That's why he'd follow you.
That would be... It's. You did, but it's fine. I unfollowed you, too. No, I mean, I do, anybody that follows me is going to see some ugly talking sometimes. I can't help it. I get mad on Twitter, and I called...
Dominic never insults anybody on Twitter.
Probably about once a month, I call somebody a douchebag.
But what did Dominic do today? He told somebody, don't call it like... don't call it GTO betting or something. I forgot what the guy did. The guy did something and you didn't like his verbiage.
Oh.
The guy used some verbiage that Dominic didn't approve of.
Oh. Yeah, Dominic, actually I've got my book right here. So I'm reading this book by Matt Matros. Actually, I've read it twice now. And I'm playing online on America's Card Room, and I'm taking lessons from Faraz Jaka, and when I get better, I'll get back to the DTO poker trainer. That was too hard for me, but now I'm getting more knowledgeable, but still not great.
We're playing in WSOP circuit event next week too, in at our home casino.
Yeah, I got to practice. Is Levy playing poker on what?
On Lee Poker. It's like Lee Chess, but it's Lee Poker.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Hikaru playing poker the other day on America's Card Room. I don't know where Levy's playing. Gabriel, I've played chess for maybe 7 years now. I'm not that great.
At least.
The tournament poker. Getting it all confused. He's on America's Card Room too. That's where I play. I'm really, really trying to improve. So we'll see.
All right, ready for puzzles?
Yeah. Yeah, poker's really fun. It's hard too, though.
I solved it. Hooray for me. Yeah, Jacob Agard, other than being a misogynist with his recent posts, is now saying things like he's better than Lasker, and he's better than Botvinnik, and he's better than Capablanca himself. So he's just gone crazy, or somebody took over his account.
Well,
It was funny. He said Smyslov's no good, and I said when Smyslov was 63 or 62, he was a candidate, and he played Kasparov to see who would play Karpov for World Championship. And then he said that was a weak candidate cycle. Like what? I mean, Smyslov at 63 was better than modern players. Terrible.
darn, I think Dominic left already. And you ran him off because you pointed out that he unfollowed me.
That's right. Rawr. Well, the Germans aren't all smiles
Hey, I
and
don't
sunshine.
care, Dominic.
We've never been so angry.
You know?
And he said, nope. I don't care.
Oh, good.
I want to refollow. I went to refollow,
Oh.
obviously.
Okay, good. I'll refollow you.
You can't unfollow again unless you refollow, then unfollow.
Hey, it was fun because when people saw that you were following me, I picked up a whole bunch of poker followers. Even the scandalous Robbie Jade Lou followed me for some reason. No, that's fine, Dominic. I just thought you didn't like all my douchebag comments.
No, that's why he would follow you. We come from the land of
I mean, I
chocolate.
make some. I have had to delete some tweets before.
Yeah.
I get worked up by some of the things that I see there. Now let me see. Black to Moon. Let me get back on here. I'm Joey Ingram streaming right now, and I'm missing stuff.
The difference between Dominic and Phil Hellmuth in poker is one of them is dark chocolate because he's German, and the other one's white magic.
What?
He said he has white magic. That's why he wins.
Oh, is that what he says?
Helmuth.
Oh,
White
okay.
magic. And then Dominic's German, so he likes dark chocolate. Then he's going to be like, I don't like chocolate. That's Dominic's next post.
All right, now let me figure
I
this out.
hate chocolate.
You're distracting me.
I have none of
go
that.
rook,
What? Don't like dark
Then
chocolate.
what happens? Can he get away?
A lot of dark
He's right
chocolate's
there.
vegan.
He does get away over there. He goes there. Maybe if I just go there. Let me see. Go there.
Go, Karen.
I'm just so bad. Why can't I see this? All right, if I go there, he gets out. So I don't want him to get out. So if I go there. Oh, I've got my pawn. Yeah, check him there. He still gets out. Check. And he goes there. Oh, yeah, then I could go there. Check. There. And I'm going to go.
He was the Blockbuster video game champion.
Oh, yeah, then you can't go back up.
Mm.
I think that's right. Let me double check my work. There, just like they taught me in math class.
Who was your toughest opponent
Yes,
ever?
sir.
I don't know, Karen.
There. And he comes back. Goes here. Then, I think that's right. So I think it's F6.
Never play F6.
And then G5. And then rook E5.
Yay.
Yay, I did it.
22-41.
I did it. Yeah, game theory optimal in poker is
What about Dominic theory optimal?
breaking is very, very hard.
The only thing that matters is GTO betting.
But I'm going to try
Ready?
to get better. Yes. Hopefully I'll win some money.
But you ain't got no money, honey. This is interesting.
I guess I could text text Archer and tell him he can do the treadmill now. After this puzzle.
Excuse me. Thanks, Finegold. Go Christmas shopping. Hooray.
If I go there, then he goes there. Oh yeah, then he has to go that way. There.
Yeah, I got it. The answer's only like 20 moves long.
There. Then he runs down there. Well, I'm in check and I didn't even notice it. Well, I did to begin with and I forgot. All right, so let me see. Guess I'll go behind the rook. All right, so King F8.
No, if King F8, then Rook here. And then you have to take it and it's stalemate.
All right. Well, I don't know. I guess you zig it and zag it.
Also, Charles Hamilton's banned.
King H6. Why? What'd he say?
Nothing. He's talking about poker. No poker talk in the chat. You guys are no good.
King H6.
No, because then Rook here check.
Wait, let me see what he said. GTO is good, but to be really good, you got to use. Hey, you can't time him out.
Yeah, I'm like half kidding.
He's my poker friend. You got to untime
Go
him.
Charles Hamilton.
I want all the poker people to feel free to talk about poker.
But he's banned.
Thank you, Van Finegold. Freedom of speech. Bring on the poker.
Wait, we're playing white?
I don't know then. Go ahead.
Okay, so
I'm
the answer is
horrible.
really long.
All right.
You have to move your king here, 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 here.
I don't understand this puzzle.
Well, you're trying not to stalemate him.
Okay.
Okay, so you go here. Now, if he
Yeah.
checks you, you block with the rook and this unstalemates him, so he has to play rook
Okay.
g8. Okay, then now he has to play rook g7 because you take with the rook. He has to play rook h8. Now he has to play rook h6. Okay, so the idea was we're going to go here, and then that's it. Then it's unstalemating him because our rook's hanging.
Okay, so you just have to get away.
24-11.
Darn, that
Yeah.
was hard.
Mm-hmm.
That was really hard. Did you guys get it? You already told your children to tell their children they're also banned.
Yay.
Yeah, Charles Hamilton. There's new stuff with the poker cheating scandal. It's like a. Have you heard about it? It's
I
weird.
think Elon Musk is involved.
I mean, I don't want to get sidetracked onto that because a lot of you guys don't give a shit about the poker.
That's all I
But,
care about.
Thank you, Professor Butts.
Never mind the butts. Here's my card. Look me up at my Gettysburg Address.
But there's new stuff in the poker cheating. That's all I'm gonna say. And Savannah Hale is a key witness, maybe, and we need her back on Twitter. You guys don't know what's going on, though, so we won't talk about it.
Yeah, you're all banned.
Is it ever correct answer to flip the board?
Only in a cartoon.
Yeah. Well, let's go. What are you doing?
I'm adding broccoli.
Let me see what's. I had people talking to me in the Joey's chat. Do you know Amanda?
Amanda Hug and Kiss? Maybe my standards are too high.
Chess Punk. She's going to meet me out there. I think she's going to play in the poker tournament too, so she's trying to learn poker real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in Joey's chat, and she saw me when I chatted there. A lot of the chess people get in the poker streams.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. I'm locked in, Joey. Locked in. Man.
$1,000 viewers. No, now Gotham Chess has 1,100. Boo. Did you text Archer?
I don't understand this puzzle.
Should I go take Levy's money? Nah.
These are you just take the road,
Yeah, of course.
and then they take, and then you take.
Well, he's not going to take.
Okay.
That would make things too easy.
All right.
They're going to try to check you and mate you and perpetual you and all that.
All right. Well, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see how to get away from the checks.
Yeah, but I'm a man of the people. I keep my rating low. I don't want you guys to feel bad.
I'm not trying to get away. King D6?
Mm-mm.
I just don't know.
You got to play Queen F7. And then when he checks you here, then you play King D6. And then you just run away. You play King D6 here, he has Bishop F8 check. And then it's hard to escape.
I thought you could just get over to the A file.
Well, King here takes, and then King here, Bishop C5. Yeah, you're just going to get mated.
Okay.
You have to go here. We can analyze. I'll show.
So yeah, because why wouldn't they just?
Yeah, you go here, and then if they go here, you take. This is mate.
Oh, but what about if they don't trade and they go to Queen G4?
That's what I thought they were gonna do, but then you just move your king over. And your queen's defending your knight.
Oh, okay.
So there's only a couple checks.
I just didn't see that the knight was going to get taken. I don't know. Levy said he has crypto. How's he doing in poker, Dominic? I didn't even know he played poker. Man, this crypto stuff, and all the poker people seem to have crypto.
Go crypto. Also, what's crypto?
You feel bad for him now, Dominic? Yeah, I've been following that the FTX scandal a little bit.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's your favorite puzzle.
Some crazy stuff.
King E7's wrong because bishop G5 pins the king to the queen. You don't want to put your pieces on dark squares when the guy has a dark squared bishop.
Yeah, how's Levy doing in poker? Is anybody have an assessment, Dominic or anybody? Hikaru was multi-tabling when he did it. I'm not good enough to be doing that. He probably isn't either. Oh yeah, and this is the same one. Do we have a lot?
Mm-hmm.
92.
Nobody in the chat mentioned my haircut or my beard trim. Terrible.
Yeah, it looks way better.
Terrible. You guys are all terrible.
Queen H1. And then Queen G2. And then Queen F2.
Yay, 2462.
Yay. I don't think it's that one.
Ready? Guess not.
Yeah, this was one that I originally solved and that Ben didn't get, and then Spencer didn't get it on another occasion. Yeah, I'm ready. I was just catching up on the chat a little bit and see if they were talking about the poker or they're not.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dominic's watching the Levy a little bit. I don't blame him.
Hikaru banned on sponsored stream. I'm not sure what that means.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Crazy chat. I can't watch Levy. You can, it's just not easy. You have to drive your Chevy to watch Levy. Dominic, when are you coming to the U.S. and playing poker so we can hang out? We'll just come hang out and play poker with you. Just not in the same game, but, you know. We'll stand far away and wave. WSOP 2023. All right.
Yay. I'm going to play, but I just don't know. Not the main event. Some side event that I can afford to play in.
Dominic will sponsor you for the main event, but he gets 200% of your prize. Hard to understand.
But I'm going to come. But I'm doing, this time around, I'm doing the WPT ladies event, and we're doing a circuit event right after Christmas to get me, Thanksgiving, so I can get ready. So, darn. This seems like I should be able to do it easily. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Always repeat.
That doesn't seem right.
So according to Rex, he was sponsored by America's Card Room, which I saw. You know, what's his name? Nakamura.
Yeah.
And playing on stream. Then they banned him. Not sure why.
From America's Card Room?
I mean, I'm just reading what it says.
Really?
He was kind of pissed.
I was watching it. You talking about when he? Maybe
And then he ended the stream.
Oh, that really happened.
And then he ended the stream. That really happened.
Why did they ban him? Which stream was it? I saw him one time. He was multi-tabling and.
Yeah, I saw him playing in America's Card Room. He was playing 4 tables. Looked like they were
have-
sponsoring him.
Yeah, might have done it more than once, but when I was watching it, he didn't get banned.
If the Gawking Rabble
you know-
says it, it has to be
Do
true.
you know why, Dominic? Why he got banned?
It was his last stream. Just go to the end of the stream.
Okay.
And then he just stopped streaming.
No idea why. Huh.
Man, the truth hurts. Sponsor a guy to play poker on the stream, and then he does, and you ban him. Man, tough. I guess Magnus won't play Nakamura anymore if he was cheating online at poker. Thanks, Seaburn, 1985.
Well, I'm sure it was a misunderstanding. Darn, I don't see what to do.
Aw.
And this shouldn't be that hard. It's just I don't see what to do. So I'm gonna have to just take a stab at it.
Uh-huh.
Queen H4.
Yeah, just Queen H4.
Oh, I didn't even think that's what they were gonna do.
Gotta do something.
Let's see. There.
I thought it was Barzini. Bonzini. Yeah, it's still close enough to the right name.
Wait, what is it?
Godfather reference. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That's old news.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I don't know. I see Bishop F2. And then if he takes, it takes. They don't have anything after that. So I don't really know what to do. Go ahead.
So he played knight F2. And threatened the queen, discovered checks. Hooray.
Okay. And then,
Take what check, go back, take the rook. All done. 2469.
darn, I kept thinking there was a mate I was missing.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Well, I hate I'm missing all this poker stuff, but I am enjoying the stream, and I loved the end games. Can't do everything, I guess. And then I'm gonna miss more poker, and because I'm gonna go to karaoke.
This is white to move, and white's going this way, for those of you who are not sure.
Did you solve it already?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that would be fun to get to meet Dominic next summer.
Uh-huh. I think I know what to do.
I mean, I thought it was maybe just a perpetual. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You can never take the bishop because then rook here's mate. So white's just playing for a draw.
So I thought maybe queen f5.
Yeah, I think this doesn't work. So I think
You
it's
get
queen
blocked,
f5.
yeah.
Yeah. Then I have to go here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's queen b1. Yeah, and then I guess a5. I don't know, it could be a4. Let's see. So one of these draws and one loses. That's hard to believe.
I would think queen a5. That way if he tries
Queen,
to
a,
run
queen
back.
a4, if he goes here, I can check here, though. Which is good. Just an old nerd. And after here, he can go here. Yes, that's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I want to check here.
Darn.
And do I want to go here or here? I think here. Nah, it was e5. Damn.
Wait, I want to go back and look.
3018.
So,
Only the last move I had was wrong.
wait, go back. I want to see the one that I was wrong and then see yours.
Yeah, the problem with queen a5 is they go here and then bishop b7.
Oh, I didn't
After
see
you
that
check.
block. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and here I'm supposed to play queen e5. Queen b5, they block with the bishop. So I have to try to make them not block with the bishop.
Those bishop blocks.
This just says it's all zeros.
That
Yeah, that
was
was over
hard.
3,000.
That was
Thanks,
hard.
Justin, old nerd. All right, next. Oh, we've had this one.
Let me see what people are saying.
I remember the answer.
Anything exciting? All right. Sorry that, it's hard to talk to you guys when we're doing the puzzles because you guys get the answers. So I don't feel like I can look at the chat. Yeah, I'm dying to know why, what happened with Hikaru. That's so funny. And it was probably some accidental, like a misunderstanding. Let's see if I go there. I have to go there. I think we've had this one before too.
Oh, by the way, Bobert's opponent conceded. And there's going to be a recount, but he says he's going to lose the recount because he says he thinks the original vote is correct. He lost by 500 votes.
I saw that.
I mean, not that him conceding means anything legally. If he wins the recount, then he wins. So. No reason why you should expect him to win the recount if he lost the original vote.
Let me see. That didn't work. I know we had this before too. Just can't remember it.
Chance Cornett said in Twitter, in 3 words or less, what prevents most players from being great at poker? And Robbie J. Lou responded, accused of cheating.
Wait, what was the question?
What prevents most players from being great at poker?
Well, I think she cheated. I can't help it. The facts point to it. The facts do point to it. Darn. Let's see here. And then you move there. Are you going to have to help? I don't know. We had this before too.
Yeah. So you play king g6, threatening rook f8 mate. So he has to play g5 since king has a square.
I know he's going to move
Then
the
you
pawn.
double rooks and you threaten mate, and there's no defense.
Okay. Darn. I knew he was going to move the pawn, but I just couldn't see what to do after that. You got it, Bonarici. I'm going to get it next time. We've had that one before, but not a lot. I think maybe once before that I remember. Bonarici is too smart.
He is. I thought he was 3 smart. Against Akira Nakata. 2021 World Open. How did I do? I don't remember that game at all. And it was last year, too. This one was 23-37.
Yeah. Oh, there's a poll. Man, 59% of people said that Elon should reinstate Donald Trump.
Spirit Halloween's opening a Spirit Halloween where the Twitter headquarters is. Coming soon.
That's funny.
Ready?
Yeah. I have to go to karaoke soon. I'm going to go. The reason I'm going to Tropica is it's Brandy's birthday celebration.
Is she a fine girl?
And
I made that joke.
I was going to sing that song for her. She probably doesn't know it because she's, 30, but still.
Her name's Brandy, so she should know it.
She should know it. I don't know. Archer knows a lot of old music. He's young.
All right. Thanks, Eotrope. I don't think I have a favorite episode. I like all the episodes. There's probably a couple I don't like, but I mean, every episode's great. Yeah, I don't understand why 2 moves don't win. As soon as I do, I'll solve it. Oh. All right.
I mean, I have an answer. I don't know if it's right.
Yeah, what's that?
So I thought, you would trade the rook takes e6,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll take with the rook. And then I thought you would pin it with the queen on c4. No.
There's d5 or king here.
Oh yeah, this time.
Knight a5.
I saw knight e5.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
No, you just fork.
Oh.
I was wondering why you couldn't fork on move 1, then I figured out why. Ooh, tricky.
I saw the fork, but I didn't think it worked.
Like taking this should win.
Oh yeah, because I took
24.98. Yeah, at the beginning I was wondering why I couldn't go here right away. And in this position, queen takes pins the knight. So the rook is sufficiently defended. And I was like, oh yeah. All right. Ooh, it's your favorite one.
What's my what?
That other whippersnapper.
Oh, this is the one with all the stupid queen moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to see all these moves.
No. All right, let's go.
All right, well, all right. Queen f2. I guess, wait, which one is it? Yeah, I don't even remember. If I go there, and you go back, just go back. Oh no, but that'd be mate. Can't go back.
Bonarici has a funny line.
What? Okay, so queen f4.
Uh-huh.
I had to remember why.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you got to run him back up in there. No, but then he might block.
That's why it was funny, Bonarici.
Okay, so queen e3.
Uh-huh.
And then I have to figure out why every time.
Mm-hmm.
Then queen d4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then no, nobody can still block. There. Oh yeah, that would be mate, so we can't do that. Queen f4.
Uh-huh.
Because if he goes the other way, you can get the bishop and mate him. And then, yeah, okay, then queen f2.
Yeah, if he goes here, then queen b4 mate.
Wouldn't, oh yeah, it wouldn't be because he can go to,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that he could
Yeah,
go.
but queen here is mate.
That's what I'm saying. But I didn't see it because I didn't see he could go to king g3.
B3.
Or b3.
Yeah. Now what?
Already said it. Queen f2.
Mm-hmm. Yay, you did it.
Yeah.
Thanks for Steinitz.
Yay.
You solved it. See?
Yeah, but this one's hard. I've seen it a bunch of times.
I think Bonarici's older, but I wouldn't bet my life. I think he's older.
He told us before. He is older, but I forget how old he is.
But who's older, Bonarici or Karen? And also, will that answer change next week? Don't forget, it's Karen's birthday next week.
I think that he said he was older than me, I thought.
Karen's birthday is next week, so you have to donate all your money for no reason.
Yeah, or you could, in lieu of that, you could donate the main event World Poker Tour in December to me. That's a $12,000 package. Thank you. Then I'll go play that. But I am playing the ladies' event.
Karen gave a long explanation about whether she was Scorpio or Sagittarius.
On the very first day of Sagittarius. November 23rd is my birthday. And actually, my birthday twin is I am Kostia. Kavutsky. And he remembered last year. He got on the stream and told me happy birthday. He's my birthday twin. So I'll have to tweet at him.
Ready?
Yeah, thank you, Kingpin.
Okay, last one.
For emptying your bank account.
I like the way none of them look familiar, even the ones that are familiar. Okay, I got it. This looks like a Budapest.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee it's a Budapest. I can't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee it. Could have been in English.
I'm cold.
Wait till you go outside and go to karaoke. Then you'll see what cold is.
Yeah, it is a deterrent. I don't have to go. I don't know Brandy that well.
Yay, it's Raj.
Hey, Raj. How's it going?
GM Tortolino remembers my game with Levy.
Which one? The one where we trapped his rook?
Mm-hmm.
That was so cute.
Your little guy's 18 months old. Also, David Pruce is having a baby. Didn't look like he gained any weight either. He's taking 2 months off Chess Dojo.
Nice.
Cloud Enger subscribed. Yay, I'm on Cloud 9 now because of that. Yeah, congrats, Raj. Soon he'll be 18 years old. Bam. Karen angrily saying, beat this dude was the cutest part. But she was angry.
I wasn't angry, but I did want him to beat him.
Usually she wants me to lose with that particular game.
Yeah, I did say, beat this dude. Come on.
I didn't realize how good the Boston Celtics were. I thought that Atlanta would beat them, and Atlanta got destroyed worse than any team's ever lost to anybody ever. But Boston's just a clearly better team. Cacao 44 subscribed. I mean, Boston seems better than Milwaukee to me, but that's because Atlanta always beats Milwaukee, so I don't know. Yay, we have a train. Yeah, silence will do it. Go Hype Train.
All right, I see there.
Thanks for supporting this stream, and don't forget Karen's birthday's pretty soon. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for gifting a sub. You know the famous Bee Gees song? How deep were you in FTX? How deep were you in FTX? Now you don't have any money. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, taking our money down when they all should
I don't
let
know.
us be.
I just can't do this one.
FTX lost all my money. What's that?
I can't do it.
It's F4, and then the knight has nowhere to go. If it goes to G6, this forks the bishop and knight. If it goes to D7, this traps the bishop. And those are the only two squares that are safe. That's not safe. I just take it.
That wasn't hard. So yeah, I didn't know. So Levy has his money in crypto.
All those guys sponsor crypto companies, as does chess.com. Everything's like crypto this and Coinbase that and FTX this.
Well, I mean, I doubt he's going broke. You know, most people are smart enough to diversify.
Gotta diversify your bonds.
Levy cries a lot.
Usually because his dog's been naughty. Go Benjamin. Where and when did you live in York, Pennsylvania? Says Harriet and blah, blah, blah Borg.
Yeah. Well, I lived right on George. Was it called George Street? I lived right downtown.
Right downtown.
In this beautiful, it was kind of a sketchy area, but the building was so beautiful. Kind of near where they would have that market, which I don't even know if they have it anymore. I lived there in the late 90s, 1990s.
90s.
Yeah, I lived there a year and a half. Yeah, I lived right around that bar. There was a bar that Live used to hang out at. I never saw them there, but I lived right around the corner from it. I would walk over there sometimes. York was not my favorite place I lived. There was just nothing to do there. Aloha. Aloha. Did he really cry or was he just whining? Yeah, there's nothing to do there. And I dated a guy there that was not very nice.
Thanks, Big Daddy. But his dad liked you.
His dad liked me. His
Mom didn't like you.
No.
God damn.
Man.
You took her boy away.
And the sister didn't like me. Mm-hmm. They were horrible people. But the dad was real nice. So what's up? Are we? I need to get off here. I know
Yeah,
this is so
that was going to
late.
end, but we're in the middle of a hype train.
Levy's a strange guy. You can curse in this chat. I assume it was blocked.
Depends what you say.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else allowed. Sometimes we might curse. I try not to. And when I call people douchebags on Twitter, I lose followers. The only time I ever call anybody is that when they deserve to be called something ugly.
Who should I raid? Mari Chess, Chess Lad? Probably Chess Lad, right?
Yeah.
I haven't raided him in a long
Can't
time.
rated him lately. Or Joey. Joey, Ray Joey.
Ray Joey? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Chicago?
Yeah.
Chicago
Bye, guys.
Joey Poker. Is that it?
Yeah, we're going to rate a poker guy. One of my favorites. See you guys.
Go Hype Train. We can still have the train go.
Give Joey some love now. Well, we love C.L. Smith. We'll get him next time. We'll get him tomorrow. Bye,
Thanks
guys.
for the support,
Bye, Charlie
everybody.
Fleet. Bye, Raj.
Go us.
GM Tortellini and Song and Dance. And everybody. Bye. Yeah, because maybe it might make him, might get some kind of...
They can still hear us.